What's up, y'all? Um, yeah, I was planning on making some more videos about various topics. Almost feel like I could go on for a while. I wanted to make something about Melchy, because that guy was super interesting. So if anyone has kind of like a story they'd like to share or want me to talk about when I do that video, just do it in the comments, or if you want to email me, it's at atex, as in Austin, Texas, ATEX 1836 at gmail.com, and I'll work it into the program. Yeah, I also got a request from somebody. Yeah, I take requests. Come on, this show sucks. I got to do something to maintain people's interest. I can't do what Luke Ford does. I don't have a fucking setup and a face that moved to Hollywood to work in the entertainment. I don't have that shit going on, so I got to do what I got to do to actually entertain people. But yeah, so he said, what's your take on the blue state lockdowns? And first off, I don't want to brag, but I used to live in a blue state, and I left that shithole to avoid stuff like this. So I didn't have any power to change anything. But that's why you move. That's why you move from a blue state to that's why you move from a blue pussy liberal state to a red state. A pro-freedom, reckless, willing to risk it red state, sorry. But I don't know. Everyone's freaking out one way or the other. Like, it's either we're all gonna die, or the government has a secret plan to shove microchips up our ass and put us on vaccines so they can control us. So I don't know. I'm dealing with fanatics has made me more of a moderate. I don't see the huge harm, and there's a difference between when it first happened and they sort of locked stuff down, or they either had a lockdown or they had I don't know what you call it, like only leave your house for kind of like a suggested lockdown where they don't actually enforce it, but they have some ordinances where gyms are closed, restaurants are closed. I think there's a difference. I basically think it should be voluntary mostly, like advise people to wear masks. Stores is a little bit different. It's not a government entity, so they can kind of sort of require you to wear masks. I think it's low-hanging fruit, like compared to what a government could do, what governments do around the world. It's really not that big a deal. I got a girlfriend who tries to, when it's pretty obnoxious. When I stay with her, she tries to take my temperature like twice a day. On the temple, not anally, unfortunately, just on the temple. She's giving me pills. I got to put like on gloves and all this shit, because I'm like her bitch basically. But when I'm at home, I just do the fucking mask. Maybe it doesn't do that much, right? It's like a placebo. It's like, oh, well, I got the mask on, so I'm good. Yeah, the lockdowns would fucking infuriate me, but I think people have more power than you think. Like, these governments really are scared of people freaking the fuck out and going ape shit. Like, I know in Texas they had the woman who, she was a hairdresser or whatever, and she got arrested on the governor's what do you call it, like executive order to shut down for a week or two. Oh my god, it's a freaky homeless bitch. I know her, unfortunately. What was I saying? I just lost my train of thought because the freaky homeless bitch, but that I see on the bus sometimes. Yeah, I, I don't know. Yeah, I was saying that people have more power than you think. The chick was locked up because she wouldn't apologize, which was ridiculous. They locked her up. I mean, judges have a lot of power. You tell a judge to fuck off. Well, you don't want to know what happens. Just watch it on YouTube. They'll fucking lock you up for weeks over what's really a non-offense, over words, right? So yeah, there's no fucking freedom of speech in a courtroom. But people were upset. They're like, this chick is locked up for cutting hair. I mean, maybe like write her a ticket or something, but this is ridiculous. And they released her because of public pressure. I mean, I know that's a red state. It's not a commie state yet, but I think the common sense approach of do the low hanging fruit of protection, let people do what the fuck they want to do, and if people are immunodeficient, no shame in it. The pussies that are immunodeficient, let's lock them up and keep them safe. And we got Uber Eats to keep them fed, or you have some gophers to keep them fed. Like, I think the economy needs to be open and just take common sense approaches to protection. I mean, I don't really have a super hot take on the lockdowns. There's a guy named, I forget his name, but he's the founder of Barstool Sports. It's something Portnoy. And he has a pretty good rant on, like, when did the lockdown go from flattening the curve till we find a cure? I mean, I'm sure I'd be pretty infuriated if I was California, Illinois, New York, or one of these blue liberal pussy states. Yeah, I'm against the lockdown is the long and short of it. It's like, at this, I would risk getting the fucking thing so I wouldn't have to be locked down. It's what Trump said. We don't want the remedy to be worse than the actual thing itself. You know what I mean? And we're fucking Americans. Like, we risked going out west and dying because, I don't know, we wanted to make it in the raccoon trade or strike it big in the gold rush. And this is just so against the ethos of our founding as a country. So yeah, I don't know. I'm against it. It should be fought. But at the same time, I'm also against the fucking crazy people that are like defiantly gathering where they could potentially worsen the spread. Like, don't take unnecessary risks, but people don't need to be kept like the fucking bubble boy either. So a common sense approach. We'll see how things go, and don't freak the fuck out. It could be worse. Like, we've gone through worse in the past, World War II, and we had the 1918 flu and the Great Depression. Just reopen shit. The oil markets have recovered for the most part. So that's just one part of the economy, which is sort of a good sign. People can still get their cheap gas, and maybe the oil industry survives. And we got to start working that to other industries, airlines, hospitality. Got to get the strip clubs back open. I mean, even if that offends you and you're not into titties, like, that's a vital part of the economy, all right? Like, where would Tony Soprano be, or that show, without his strip clubs, right? So we'll get through it. Just don't lose hope. Don't go crazy. And hopefully we'll look back at it when Trump gets reelected in November and be like, remember the pandemic that we got through, or something like that. I don't know. Trump took out Hillary, which seemed fucking impossible. Trump apparently made Lena Dunham lose weight because he, like, depressed her and she stopped eating for a while and she lost weight. So even though this guy is pretty fucking crazy, does some wild shit, I don't know. I don't have any other person I could put my faith in, so let's just have faith in this insane man and don't get despondent, and we'll see what happens.